How's it going, everybody? I've got some more magic for you today with a Esper LifeGain deck. Now, generally speaking, Orzhov LifeGain is the more popular deck. You can use things like, what's it even called? The bat that hurts people whenever you heal to instantly wipe out your opponent, things like that, whenever you go for like a Raise the Pass combo. We're doing something very similar here, but rather than killing people by healing ourselves and dealing damage to the opponent, we're playing Hope Eastham. I don't know if I'm saying that name right because I'm not familiar with this character off the top of my head. I think it was from Final Fantasy 13, I want to say, the one with lightning and snow, but I could be wrong because I didn't really like that game much, so I didn't play it a lot. But anyway, this card, though, is a really interesting one that I wanted to play around. It gives you the opportunity to, anytime you heal with Hope out on the battlefield, at the end step, he will mill your opponent however many cards you healed for. So I've built this up as a pretty similar, or pretty standard Orzhov LifeGain deck. We've got Hinterland Sanctifier. I considered using the enchantment that heals the same way that Hinterland Sanctifier does, since it's also a 1-drop. I did that for a while, and it does work. It's absolutely viable. But I opted for using Life Creed Duo instead. It is a 2-mana option, so I've really kind of struggled in my own mind about whether I preferred the Life Creed Duo or the enchantment. I think it's the case of the Uneaten Feast. I like the enchantment a lot, but whenever you go for your Raise the Past, you get more value out of Life Creed Duo than you do the enchantment, because it's another creature that comes back from the graveyard, so I decided to opt for it. But it's very interchangeable. If you prefer the case, absolutely use it. It does work. It is a cheaper mana cost, so it's very viable as well. We've got Sheltered by Ghost, a little bit of a removal option that can give lifelink to some of your creatures that don't already have it. I'm not really getting into the blue yet. I want to save that for just a moment because we did splash that to use Hope, and we do have a pretty good package with it. But we've got the Sadistic Pilgrim, obviously a staple card in this Orzhov life game, or in this case, Esper life game kind of deck. The Sadistic Pilgrim in this deck is, in my opinion, actually very important. It does give you the 1 life the same way the Sanctifier and the Life Creed Duo do, but it is also a legendary creature, which is important. We're only running 2 of it, but we do have Aerith Gainsborough, which is a 3-drop 2/2 with lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough, which is fantastic paired with her lifelink, because if you have her out on the battlefield and then do a big Raise the Path that gets Hope out onto the battlefield, and then attack with her after gaining a bunch of life and getting her very large, then she can attack whether she lives or dies with lifelink for just as much life as you just gained from the Raise the Past, guaranteeing that Hope is going to absolutely slam your opponent with that mill, which is fantastic. Only a 2 of, like I said, it is the only card in this deck, the only creature in this deck that doesn't get hit by Raise the Past, so we don't want to go overboard with it. But because of its other ability, whenever Aerith dies, you put those 1/1 counters on each legendary creature you control, it means that it will automatically pass on its counters to Hope and the Sadistic Pilgrim if they are out on the battlefield. And not just one of them, but both of them. So that's why I really feel like having another legendary creature in this deck is really important. Another thing you could consider doing in this deck, and I didn't do it, but it's very doable as well, is instead of, maybe not instead of the Life Creed Duo and the Case of the Uneaten Feast, but it is something I considered, using, I think it's Cecil? Maybe not. I'm not remembering which one. It's the 1-drop 2/3 that deals damage to you whenever it deals damage to your opponent, and then flips to a white creature that heals you. I'm off the top of my head just forgetting it, but it's another creature. It's a 1-drop. It does have heal potential after it flips, so very good option in this deck as well. Also is a legendary creature, so gets those token or 1/1 counters from Aerith also. So also another viable card in this deck that I have excluded because I think this runs a bit better, but it is an option. We do have Cut Down. I don't know if I glossed over it or not because it actually is pretty good removal. You got to survive long enough to get your Raise the Past off. Now, As far as our blue additions to the deck for the splash, we are running Hope, obviously. Big kind of key point of this deck, the entire focal point of why I built it. But we also have the Archaeologist, the Philagi Archaeologist, if I'm saying that right. 2-drop 0/3, which is good. That's fine on its own. Also, whenever this creature enters, you mill cards, mill 3 cards. So that helps you get creatures into your graveyard for your Raise the Past, and then you put a non-land card from among the cards that were milled this way into your hand, meaning if one of the cards that you milled was your Raise the Past, then you get it back to your hand. So it can fetch the Raise the Past for you while filling up your graveyard, which is phenomenal. Now, on top of that, if you didn't hit any non-creature cards, then it just gives you 1/1 counters. It can also get you Sheltered by Ghost or Cut Down because it says non-creature card or non-creature non-land card. So any of our things that get milled, if it's not a creature, which we want our creatures in the graveyard, then it can give it to us in our hand, which is fantastic. This card fits phenomenally. The fact that it helps you not only dig for Raise the Past, but make sure it gets in your hand if you mill it, it's a great, great addition and it really helps. We've also got Picklock Prankster, which does something similar. You can use the Free the Fae instant adventure option, mill 4 cards, then put an instant or sorcery or fairy card from among the milled cards into your hand. So this one's very good as well, does something very similar, helps you mill your creatures into your graveyard, will get you your cut down, Sheltered by Ghost, or Picklock Pranksters into your hand from the graveyard if you milled them. Does not hit Raise the Past though. This is notable because this one does mill your Raise the Past and you can't get it back in that case, which is a little unfortunate. And then if you if you mill it into the graveyard, you could get it back. That's not really that big a deal. It helps you keep digging, so sometimes that is obviously a pick I like to go with. It is a 1/3 creature on its own as well, so it is hit by Raise the Past as well, and gets pulled back from the graveyard to the battlefield as another target with all these life gain effects. So that's really the blue. We just want these 3 cards, but it is 3 full play sets that all have a lot of really good functionality in this deck. So I'm very happy with it. I've played with this deck quite a bit and have won a lot. You get big wins, and as long as you're playing efficiently, you don't have to have that big 1-turn Raise the Past. You could do it 2-3 times. You could keep doing it, in fact, if you keep hitting it off of these Archaeologists as they come in, and it's very doable. Land-wise, we have a couple of islands. Obviously, we're playing some Azorius lands, things like that. You want to have a good mix. Big highlight here, we have the full play set of Starting Town. I honestly, truly believe this is probably the best 3-color land that has been released because it can produce any color of mana that you need. It hurts you for 1, but in this deck that's actually a benefit because it is another pain land that can trigger your Essence Channeler, giving it flying and vigilance. So just fantastic, actually. No sideboard for this deck. I haven't been playing it in best of 3, and that's because there is so much graveyard hate and so many graveyard decks right now. So this is really a best of 1 deck, at least in my opinion, my preference. You could develop a sideboard for it if you want. I've already mentioned a few other cards that are really good in this. You could run things in sideboard if you try to lean away from the Raise the Past plan, going with like the Enduring Innocence, I want to say, the white enchantment creature that helps you draw cards. It has lifelink on it as well, so it could fit in this type of a deck. Obviously, your things like Ghost Vacuums, stuff like that would go in. Maybe some more removal, extra cut downs and stuff like that if you need it. You could also potentially sideboard in Virtue of Persistence. It has life gain tacked onto it, as well as the ability to bring creatures back from your graveyard aside from Raise the Past, so also very viable. Anyway, just a few ideas. Like I said, I didn't build a sideboard for this because I'm not playing this deck in best of 3, and I don't really recommend that you do so, but you absolutely could. I'm going to go ahead and get into games. I'm going to be playing best of 1, trying to get 3 wins like I usually do, and hopefully you guys like this. This has been a really fun deck to play around with. Alright, we do get to go first, which is nice. We don't have any 1-drops, which is a bit disappointing, but I think that'll be okay. Let's go ahead and keep. This isn't going to be able to produce white because we have no basics yet. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead just with an island for now. We'll have to see if we get anything that can produce white. This does produce white, so let's go in that case here. I could go ahead and get started with getting the Life Creed duo up, but I just don't think that's what I want to do. We do have Raise the Pass now, which is really nice. Yeah, totally just going to be ignoring what our opponent's doing here, I think. Let's go Underground River, Hinterland Sanctifier, and then another Picklock Prankster, I think. Get a little bit more mill going. It's fine. We do have a cut down. I already have a Raise the Past in hand. But let's take it. We may need multiple. Urbrask's Forge from our opponent, which is still fine. I can just block the Forge for now. Okay, we do have a Plains now, so that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and go Pilgrim into the Life Creed duo, just to try to gain as much life as possible. Attack in with what we've got here. I may block with the Life Creed duo, I don't know that I mind that. We want to keep the Pilgrim, but we could mitigate 3 damage from the Razor Lash if we block it, so... And I don't really care if things end up in my graveyard since we do have the Raise the Past. We're really looking for Hope now, though. Yeah. So, we need Hope before we start doing the Raise the Past. I'll probably just start playing the Picklocks soon. I can gain back, if I don't block, I can gain back 6 life on this next turn, which will be 1 more than I'm taking anyway. Looks like our opponent may just be roping us out. Okay, they did show back up, I guess, now, maybe. You will get roped a lot playing this deck against opponents who just don't have answers to it. They'll be pretty upset. Perforating Artist. I don't really want to discard or sacrifice anything, so I'll just lose life. I don't care. Let's go with the Bleach Bone now, get both of these Picklock Pranksters going. We're going to gain back a pretty substantial amount of life here. And then we don't care at all if they die, so we'll be blocking with them for sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go Prankster here, and I actually want to get this out of my way too. Desperate Maneuvers is a weird choice to me, but I guess they just wanted to draw a card. Get 2 damage triggers here. Very likely going to be going for a Raise the Past here. Really hope we get a Hope before, or a Hope Eastum before doing it. Another Perforating Artist. I really don't care to just take more damage, though. Yeah, 3 life is fine. No Hope, so we're going to go ahead and go with Undercity Sewers, get rid of the land. We're going to try and make this, force it a little bit. Go ahead, get everything back. Get lots of life gain triggers. There's the Hope, finally. So we can get it on the next Raise the Past if we want. That's if our opponent doesn't just leave here, because they're kind of out of luck now. I'll go ahead and attack with the Life Creed Duo, but we kind of want to lose as many creatures here now as possible for another Raise the Past. Furnace Rains there's kind of cute. I would like to see him attack with everything, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So what we want to do here is probably, you know, honestly, no, we don't want to give him the counters. We'll just do this. I'll block here and not mind. And we've got lots of other stuff. Do we even care? I do want to get one more thing in the graveyard, so let's just throw a Life Creed Duo in the graveyard with this. Trying to gear up for another good Raise the Past here. 3 more triggers of pings against our opponent here. Essence Channeler gets a little bigger because they healed from their brand. And then they just lost. It's too bad they didn't let us finish out because that was actually going to be fun. So let's see, how many do we have in here? We've got the Picklock Prankster, the Archaeologist, Life Creed Duo, Hope. And that looks like it, so that wasn't going to be too big. We're going to play land, probably get the Sheltered by Ghost on our Essence Channeler, and then just win, right? Like, they couldn't do anything else about it. They were going to get a Perforating Artist trigger, which I could get rid of probably my Picklock Prankster. And then, yeah, do like a Sheltered by Ghost on the Essence Channeler. Make sure that I ping myself for one with one of our Pain lands. I think we have one in here, maybe. Maybe we don't. If we don't, yeah, right here. So ping ourselves with this or this. We have one. And then Raise the Past, get the dudes. We were going to be gaining one. Let's see. We're going to be gaining 3 life per, 4 life per, because we were also going to be getting this Life Creed Duo. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Gaining 16 life. This thing was going to be gimungo, huge, and then also have life gain and flying and vigilance, and then from that they would both be dead and probably milled out because Hope would be here too. Anyway, pretty fun first match. Let's see what we get from the next one. Alright, our opponent gets to go first, but our land's actually pretty good. I'll keep it. I'm not overly concerned with what we've got here, to be totally honest. Let's go ahead and start with Archive, see if we can kind of control things here. Starting town's pretty nice. We don't have any good life gain options yet, though. So we're going to probably start with the Archaeologist. Let's go ahead and throw down the Starting Town with the Archaeologist. Make sure to get it out before it might enter tapped in the future. We do already have Raise the Past and a few things in Graveyard, so I think I'm going to lean into the milling myself strategy at the moment. Hinterland Sanctifier is nice, so could change up what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and play Hinterland Sanctifier. I think it's still the right play to do, though, because we could Raise the Past next turn, so let's mill ourselves some more. Only one more creature in the graveyard is kind of meh, but let's go ahead and just keep holding up for now. Got an Arbo from the opponent. The Sky Knight's probably a bigger issue, though. So let's do this. We're going to go ahead and play Essence Channeler. And then we're going to Shelter by Ghost on the Essence Channeler, taking the Sky Knight. Let Arbo stick around for now. And then probably next we'll go for a Shelter by Ghost. Not Shelter by Ghost. Raise the Past, I'm sorry. More cat things happening, more cats being populated. I'm going to be able to start gaining quite a bit of life now, though. I don't even care to block, to be totally honest here. I'll block that. Claws out. It's fine. I mean, you're not killing me, and you just gave me one more thing in the graveyard. Okay, so what we're going to do, obviously start with Raise the Past. I messed up, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get a whole bunch of life gain triggers, which is going to be good for Hope. And our opponent quits. It's a little bit too bad. We were about to have some fun there. Our opponent is leaving. I've messed up by not tapping my land so that I would get pained. But what I was going to do is get really big, then attack with Essence Channeler. It probably wouldn't kill the opponent, but it would mill them significantly, which was going to be fantastic. And we were going to be gaining a significant amount of life as well. I don't even know how many triggers are here, how much of it's life gain, but that was actually pretty fun. And then we could just get everything back in the graveyard by doing less than ideal blocks. Because we could easily get rid of probably the Archaeologist, Hope, maybe a few other things, and then just raise the past again. So I don't think our opponent had any chance of winning there. But this was a fun match too, game 2. Hopefully you guys like this one. We got one more to get. Alright, starting town does let us do whatever we want pretty much right away. We're not going to be able to get the Sadistic Pilgrim out quite yet, but I still think this is probably fine to start with. So let's go ahead. Because we can go Hinterland Sanctifier and then maybe start Picklock Prankster or the Free the Fae, depending on what we run into. Gaining life would be nice. We could obviously start going straight into Essence Channeler, I suppose. Might be the play too, I don't know. I definitely feel like the Archaeologist is a good get though. If we get something that can produce another color of land, white or black, then we could go with the Sadistic Pilgrim, which I wouldn't mind either. Another land from our opponent, Zach Fair. Interesting, I guess. Also usable in this deck, pairs well with, oh gosh, I can't even think of her name, Aerith, because it is a legendary, it already has a counter on it. If you sacrifice it, you can pass those counters on to something else too, so if she dies, gives those counters, then you can sacrifice Zach, or even just sacrifice Zach to protect her, which is fine as well. Let us go ahead. I think I'm going to just start with Essence Channeler is fine. Start getting bigger, see what they do. And then we'll start getting the Archaeologist going after that. Hopefully we draw a good land and we can get Pilgrim going. If not, we'll just start going with Archaeologist because it's better than the Prankster. Resplendent Angel from our opponents. Pretty unfortunate for us. Hope is interesting, but I think it's not quite what we need right now. Did get a cut down, which isn't too bad. Gain a life. So we've got a 4/3 Essence Channeler now, which is fine. Still hoping for more land. Did we mill any land? We milled one, okay. Aerith is not what we want to see in the graveyard, though. Definitely hurting for land now, though. Got another Essence Channeler, but I just don't think that's good enough. Let's go with the Archaeologist again. I really need to remember to tap this for pain, but that's fine. There goes all my land that I need, but I did get a raise in the past, so at least there's that, I suppose. No more blocks. We can we can use these as good blockers if we need to. Because blocking with the Essence Channeler is still dangerous. I have very little to lose from this, so because they'll just sacrifice it. If he can make it bigger somehow, that's crazy to me. Yeah, he didn't. He just made it indestructible, so that really didn't accomplish much of anything. He gained some extra life, so now he has an extra flyer. I guess that's what it gained. We have land, finally, which is pretty nice. I do want another land, so we're not going to mill anything off the top this time. Because of what we have. What do we have going on here? Nothing in the graveyard. We could get Hope down. I think what I need to do, because I can't do both. Gosh, this is pretty unfortunate. Let's get a Prankster down for a blocker and heal a little bit more. Attacking doesn't help me, so I could have held up land so that I could have more flying blockers, I suppose, but for now I'm fine. We're definitely going to be getting at least 2 creatures in graveyard, which is helpful for Raise the Past mechanics. I want to get Hope down on this next turn. So let's go ahead and start there, maybe. I can do this, but then I won't be able to get Hope down. Or no, yeah, I can. So we'll start here. Now I'll go with Hope. That'll gain us just a little bit more life, keep sustaining us a bit longer. And then I have no reason not to attack with the Essence Channeler, so we're going to this time. We do have flying blockers, we have plenty of ground blockers. Battle menu got rid of our Essence Channeler, but that's not that big a deal. We can actually just put that on Hope to make sure that he has a lot of life gain as well. So that'll gain us some more life if we want to block with him. Okay, attacks with everything from our opponent. Go ahead and go here, go here, go here, go here, and go here. I'm totally fine with all this. Restoration, magic, make everybody do whatever. It doesn't really matter because I really just wanted to lose my creatures in this moment. So next, obviously, we're going to be going for a Raise the Past. We do have plenty of white available. So I can go with this and then still do it? Yeah. So let's do this. Now we'll hit up a Raise the Past, which will be pretty nice. No Raise the Past off the top, but we can get a cut down, I suppose. Now time to gain a bajillion life. And this should be good for Hope here for us. I would like to attack him with it, but I think he has too many flying blockers. So that wouldn't be helpful. So I'll just pass here and mill them for 12. See what they decide to do next. Battle menu kills Hope, which is a little sad, but still pretty fine. Not very many clean attacks here on their part. They can still fly, I guess. And they're still gaining plenty of life. No worries about us losing the Prankster, though. That's fine as well. We are probably going to want to start holding up land for getting rid of. Yeah, this is fine. We can go here. Heal up a bit more. And then I do want to... yeah, we can do that. Let's mill ourselves a bit and try searching for another Raise the Past. Got a shelter. Nope, didn't get the shelter. Okay, but that's still fine. I'm okay with passing here. We've got a good flying blocker that we can trigger by trying to kill a 1-2, so... that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and go here and here. Got another Raise the Past, which is pretty fantastic, but let's hold it for now. I'm gonna go Prankster for right now. Gain a little bit more life back. Let's get a couple more friends in the graveyard before we continue. Yeah, let's just try and get as much of our graveyard filled up as possible on this one. So let's go here, kill this. Honestly, we'll throw you here, then everybody else we're just going to put in front of the Ajani. And then go for a really big Raise the Past next. Restoration Magic saves their stuff, but that's fine. All my stuff goes to graveyard, which is going to be fun. Go ahead and start with some white. Let's see what happens. Got another Raise the Past coming back to us, so that's fantastic. And then we've got a gigantic Essence Channeler that will not be able to block flyers this turn, but that's okay. See how much we get to mill our opponent for after all of this healing is done. Oh my, this is quite a bit. Yeah, we only just now hit the Life Creed duo. Yeah, our opponent's totally out of cards, so we just won. Like, guaranteed we just won. Dang. Yeah, we're milling like 60 worth cards here. Here comes this Hinterland Sanctifier. We just hit 60 cards milled this turn. So even if he had his entire deck left, it would be over now. Let's go ahead and attack in. They'll block. If they don't, then that's enough to kill them if they don't want to get milled. Okay, here comes the block. Fantastic. And now they mill their entire library plus. Alright, so Game 3 was obviously the one to watch there. It showcased this deck in its entire ridiculousness. Showed how fantastic these archaeologists are with Raise the Past. And how much you can just keep gaining and gaining. Our opponent, we barely killed any of our opponent's stuff. We kind of kept just throwing our stuff in the graveyard to get the biggest triggers on Raise the Past possible. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This deck is a lot of fun. You're obviously not guaranteed to win against everybody. It is a bit of a gimmick, but it's a really good way of playing a life game. Like, you're really hard to kill. I'm up to 83 life. Our opponent's at 50. I didn't have to hit them with damage, though, is the thing. So if your opponent's getting rid of your Starscape Cleric, if you're playing like the regular Orzhov version of this or something, then you're not going to be able to kill people as quickly. And sometimes it can be hard to get your graveyard full enough, but when you're playing things that mill yourself out, you can get your graveyard full without having to go through as long a game state. You can deal huge damage, but if your opponent can block it, then you can also win just by milling them rather than killing them. So this is the fun of this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for joining me.